Hey guys, Jason here. I just wanted to make a follow-up to my last video because I know I did get a little controversial with some opinions and stuff like that. I just want to let you know that yeah, even though I have an opinions, they're coming from an intellectual state of mind, not trying to argue with anybody. So the point of this video is that I want to show you how you can take what I said with the differences in the divide, and you can use that to manifest anything you want by not manifesting. Sounds funny, but I just want to put a pin in this because nobody ever comes at it from this angle. You manifest by not manifesting, simply by attracting. It's that simple. Now, in the previous video, I talked about how men are primarily physical creatures, secondarily metaphysical, and where women are primarily metaphysical, secondarily physical. And that is the balance of like the yin and yang, right? The night and the day, the good and the evil, the right and the wrong. It's this balance of the universe that we have with each other. And so instead of manifesting stuff, right? Because everyone wants to manifest money or manifest a relationship, manifest love. I get it. And you can do that. But the best way, the fastest way, instead of focusing on manifesting, focus on attracting. That's what I want to talk about. In addition to what we were talking about, what I was talking about in the video before, is kind of falls in the dating realm. Okay? See, because men and women don't deal with relationships the same way because we think differently, we act differently. And you can argue with me. Go ahead and leave a comment if you disagree. I'd love to hear it. I'll fight you on this because I've had a lot of arguments. I'll fight you. Men and women are different. And that's okay. It's good. Typically, the difference is the physical and the metaphysical. But the reason why that's relevant now, especially in attraction, is that in the rules of the game when dating, men are the ones that primarily have to do the work. And this is majority, okay? And I'm talking heterosexual couples. I'm sorry if this doesn't apply to the homosexual community or whatever. I'm speaking exclusively heterosexual couples, okay? It just makes it easier for me to understand if we do this. Men have to engage. Very seldomly, and it does happen a lot, right? I've seen women buy guys drinks and flirt with them, and it works. Women go up to guys all the time. But the problem is that because men want different things, women have a higher success rate, right? Whereas when men go and do it, men want different things. Women want different things, so men have a higher failure rate, right? Or rejection rate, we should say, not failure, rejection. What that means is that when a woman puts in effort, a guy wants sex primarily, right? That's like usually the first thing that the guy wants. Anyone who denies that, again, leave a comment. I'm going to fight you on it. Men primarily want sex. Okay, just stop if you think any differently. And I'm not about to claim what women primarily want. I believe it's an emotional connection, but hey, women want sex too. I'm not trying to deny that. The point is, when a woman goes to a man, the man's going to, yeah, let's do something, right? Because they're thinking, I'm going to get what I want pretty quick this way. All right. Now, when a man does that to a woman, the woman's thinking all this guy wants is sex. Right? I don't know what what women want primarily. I think it's an emotional connection. I think. So, a woman's a little bit more standoffish, right? Okay, well, what happens once people get together and then they actually start pursuing a relationship? Well, think about that for a second. The commitment side of the relationship, like marriage or long-term moving together, it's usually the woman that is pursuing that part, right? So now the roles have changed. Men are a little bit more anti-commitment, women are more commitment. Tends to be that way, okay? Don't hang me from the gallows yet. All right? The point that I'm trying to drive home here is that the role kind of flips. All right? You've got men who have to deal with rejection because of what they want during the initial attraction stage. And then women have to deal with rejection when it comes to what they want at the commitment stage. And again, I don't know if that's what you want. It could be something else. From a guy's perspective, I can tell you that's what it seems like. Why is that relevant? What are you trying to, what's the point you're trying to make? Manifestation, attraction, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is. If it's sex, if it's a relationship, whatever it is. I'm rolling my eyes at sex because if you want that, you can't. It's kind of a funny thing to want. It's not like you can just go out and be like, hey, I want this. Can I have it? Right? What it means. It's funny. I'm laughing because I know what the point that I'm trying to make. It's very difficult for me to get to this point. Is that you have to be the person, the human being, man or woman, gender free. You have to be the human being that gets that. Okay? And I've talked about this in previous videos, prior videos. Is that you can't manifest what you want. You have to manifest what you love. Okay? So, if you want sex, guys, you have to be the guy and a man and to get the sex, right? You have to be what that sex is attracted to. What that sex is attracted to. What women are attracted to. Sorry, that was weird. I don't know why I phrased it that way. You have to become that. And what do they want? I don't know. We don't know. Men, right? What do women want? The connection, love, relationships? We don't know. Ladies, comment below what women want, okay? But whatever it is, guys, you have to become that. So you have to essentially do your best to be that in order to receive it. Does that make sense? The same thing goes for women. When women want a relationship, a long-term commitment, that's something that, in my personal opinion, it seems like women have kind of dropped off on that. Ladies, you have to become what the guy wants too. If you want that from men, the commitment, the relationship, the wife, the marriage, whatever it is that you want, I don't know what you want, but if you want that, you have to become what that is in order to receive it. All right? And I've heard, like, I've even said this to women, well, because women ask me, well, what does a man want in a wife? What does a man want in a long-term relationship? Well, first of all, we want someone to support us. And we're not allowed to say it, but we want women to cook for us because that's just awesome. And not slave over us, but take care of us, right? We like someone that shows the importance of us, shows us that we're important. Do you see what I'm saying? And do you see how difficult it was for me to even say that? Right? But it's what we want. And we're not even allowed to verbalize it because it goes against the narrative. It goes against what people are saying in politics and stuff. You're not supposed to want that. Well, I do. You know, that's like kind of like saying a woman's not supposed to want a guy to be burly and masculine, which a lot of society says that now. You're not supposed to want that. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here because it's uncomfortable to try to suggest that that's what men want. We do. We want the traditional wife, a wife that's going to take care of us, to cook and clean. I just said it, but it's true. It's true. It's terrible, but yeah, we want that. See, so that's why a lot of men these days aren't committing, because there's no reason to for us. Why would we get married when the dating relationship is as good as it's going to get? See what I'm saying? Think about that for a second. Plus, and I'll tell you, and this is going off a personal story, the difficulty that I had with my son and the difficulty that I've seen other men having fighting for custody for their sons, it is the courts do not favor men, okay, in divorce. And divorce is skyrocketing high, right? So that's in the thought of all of our men's brains here, okay? That if we get into a marriage or a relationship and have kids and we know we're going to end up loving that kid and we leave and we only get to see our kids on the weekends because the relationship goes south, we don't know. So we don't want to have kids. We don't want to get married. We don't want the commitment because that sounds like a lot of hurt. I don't want to go down that road. Do you understand? So ladies, if you want to attract what you want, you have to change your being. Men, and that same thing applies to men too. Men, if you want to attract the love, because it's not just sex that men want. I understand. I was being hyperbolic, right? Because men tend to want sex more than women. But yes, men, if you want that kind of love from a woman, well, I know we've been programmed to think that if we can buy flowers and we can romance women and wine and dine them, that's a way to their heart. And yes, those things might be nice, But it seems to be from my experiences that what a woman really wants in a man is a man that's going to be a man. When a guy has his principles and a guy lives his life and he's himself, that's attractive to a woman. And and ladies, you can go ahead and tell me differently in the comments below. Please do. Because most of the females that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, I don't want a man to be a yes man, and say and do everything that I want. But you have a lot of these guys and they call them simps, right? And they go out there and they put all this effort in and they end up like pretending to be somebody they're not. And that's worse if you ask me, right? That's like a sociopath. If you have to pretend that you're something you're not in order to get what you want, that's psychopathic, That's psychopathy. But I digress. The point of this video, I did have a point, if you can believe that. I had a point. And I know that a lot of these topics are controversial, and we need to have dialogue. We need to talk about this stuff because the confliction that happens with this is stopping us from having happy relationships because we're not respecting the other half of the equation, right? We're not respecting what they actually want. Sometimes we don't even admit that what we want. But the point of this video is that you can manifest anything you want in life. Relationships happens to be the topics that I was talking about today. But all you have to do is become what it is that you want. Okay? Become the type of person. Does that make sense? I hope that the point is landing. Even if you don't agree with a lot of stuff that I'm saying, if the point is landing, you got to become the person that is that thing. Okay? If you want to live in a mansion, what type of person buys a mansion? Person that makes a lot of money, right? Person that has a job, maybe owns a business. Start a business. Start a good business. What type of person, if you want to, what else? Drive a fancy car. I'm only thinking of physical things. What are things that women want? If you want to start a charity, I've known a lot of philanthropist women that want to start social groups to help like needy children or whatever. If you want to start a charity, well, you have to start being that person. What the type of person that would start a charity, right? Type of person that gets up instead of going out and partying with the girls on Friday night and being hungover Saturday. It's the person that skips that and wakes up on Saturday and goes feeds the hungry or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's like it crosses to both genders. It doesn't matter. The point is you got to be the person that has that. You got to visualize who you are as a being. Visualize your goal. Picture yourself having that goal coming to fruition. Well, that type of person that has that goal is not the person you are today because there's change that happens along. You got to become that person. And it starts with meditation, reprogramming, cognitive thinking, just cognition, all of it. The whole 9 yards, everything. It involves becoming the person that has that. That's it. That's all I had for this video, guys. Now, totally sorry. I mean, I am apologizing for controversial topics. I hate that I have to apologize. I really don't like it. But that's kind of the place that we are in the world, that if you say anything that might be of disagreement, you're risking like making enemies, you're risking losing friends. It stinks. It's terrible. Because all I did was express my thoughts. And it's not like these are just random thoughts that come in my head. These are actual things that I sat down and thought about for a long time. Right? I put an effort in. So think about that. If you ever disagree with somebody when that happens, is that the type of person that's going to manifest the things that you want? Because think about that for a second. That's so true. Because if you're judgmental or you're cutting somebody out because of the politics that they believe in, or if you unfollow somebody because you don't like their political posts or you don't like their opinions, is that the type of person that's going to manifest the things that you want into existence? Because chances are, the thing that you want the most, you want to be the best person you can be. Well, the best person you can be doesn't unfollow people, doesn't distract from people. The person that you want to be, the best person that you want to be, is always going to be a person of love and acceptance. No matter what people say, you're always going to accept them. And if you're coming from that frame of mind, you've got to do a lot of meditation, man. You have to find your inner peace. You got to find your center. All right. This is a fun video. Uh, give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, smash that like button, subscribe, bell notifications. I don't know if I'm going to get as controversial in future videos, but I love talking about this stuff, right? So hit me up with the comments, and we'll see you next time.